It wasn't that long ago I remember being alive, 50 years or so. When we moved to Carter Estate, I didn't know, though, I was going to be spending my afterlife here. The kid next door keeps disturbing us with his sports games. Last week a soccer ball came crashing through our window. I didn't want to harm him, but I overheard the other spirits talking about how they should lure him into the basement so it never happens again. It'd be nice to find another friend my age, but I have to stop them from harming him. We have to keep him away from the evil spirits of Carter Mansion.
To set up the game, remove the foyer, the grand entrance, and the basement. Then the players will need to place the foyer face up in the center of the table. This is the active room. Place the basement and the grand entrance face down next to it. This is the deck. If you're playing with 4 players, remove 3 corridor cards and return them to the box. The remaining 15 cards are used to deal out 3 cards to each player, and any remaining cards are shuffled into the deck. If you're playing with 3 players, deal 4 cards to each player. Each player then chooses a card from their hand to become their alignment card. A card with the blue symbol on it indicates that they're on the good spirit team, while players with a red symbol are on the evil spirit team. When choosing an alignment, players must be mindful that in their choosing, they're effectively removing that card's ability from the game. So if the price of being on a team is losing a powerful card, then that is a price you must be willing to pay. Once these are chosen, place them face down in front of you. Then place an alignment marker on top of the card face down so that it isn't mixed up with the other cards during play. The game takes place over 7 total steps. In the first step, a spirit guide is elected. The player who explained the rules is the spirit guide of the very first round. Step 2 is that each player takes turns placing a room card from their hand face down in front of them and attempts to convince the spirit guide to pick their room, or not pick it. Lying in deceit is encouraged during every step of the game. The spirit guide should be wary of the other players, and the other players should stop at nothing to get their way. The players can lie about the cards in their hand, and if they're unsure what room to fake as, they can always look at the other cards in their hand for assistance. Just remember that the grand entrance and the basement won't be in play until the second round of the game. Then, the spirit guide chooses one room offered by a player and turns it face up. The non-chosen rooms and the previous active room are shuffled into the deck without being revealed, and a new card is dealt to each player. Then, the new room's effect is now activated, where the player who suggested the room chooses all targets and resolves any of their effects. Any additional active room effects are then resolved, and the role of the spirit guide passes to the next player going clockwise. These steps are repeated until a victory condition is met. There are 18 total cards in the game, and each one has a special ability, so let's quickly go over what each of them does. The basement and the grand entrance are both victory condition cards. They start the game in the deck and are required by the corresponding team to win the game. The soccer ball is considered a milestone card, as the good team must find it before leaving, but the evil team is only concerned with it once it's in play. The foyer is the starting active room. After the setup phase of the game, it's considered to be a corridor. Both the attic and the kitchen are tools for the evil team to remove the soccer ball once in play. Both the lounge room and the dining hall are ways for players of both teams to refresh the cards in their hand. The walk-in wardrobe and the master bedroom allow players to force another player to join a different team. The 3 corridors have no effect, but they are perfect for choosing as your alignment card, or using them to bluff to get rid of unwanted cards in your hand. The billiard room allows a player a complete reset of their hand and their alignment, but be careful, as there's only a few of these in the deck, and you might not be able to choose the team that you would like to be on. The Overlook lets the suggesting player see everyone's hand, a great way to spot a player hiding a soccer ball. The indoor pool lets the spirit guide sneak an active room into play from their hand. The ensuite lets you confirm someone's alignment, and the conservatory allows the suggesting player to swap their alignment with the spirit guide. Once a victory condition is met, the game ends. This is either when the basement or the grand entrance becomes the active room with the soccer ball. Then the game ends. All players reveal their alignment card so that they can see who was on their team and who was trying to deceive them. And that's how you play Spirits of Carter Mansion from Cutlass Board Games. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Be bold, play games, be you. Happy haunting.